Okay, so let's dive into the story of a man who didn't just witness history. He grabbed the pen and helped write it. Jesse Jackson's life was truly a masterclass in turning struggle into strength. On this day, February 17th, 2026, the world really just paused for a moment. We marked the passing of Reverend Jesse Louis Jackson, a true titan of the civil rights movement who left us at the age of 84. You know, his family's words, they just capture the essence of his life's work perfectly. But they also open up this really big question for all of us. What's the real, lasting legacy of a man who was right at the center of American life for, over 60 years?
To really understand the man, you gotta go back to where it all began, right in the crucible of the Jim Crow South.
I mean, think about it. He was a star quarterback at North Carolina A&T, but his journey to the front lines of the fight for justice wasn't just some career change. It was a calling, fueled by everything he saw and experienced growing up. Now, what's really fascinating when you look at this is just how quickly it all happened. He joins the marches in '65, and in no time at all, he's a key lieutenant to Dr. King himself. And that position, tragically, is what thrusts him into this massive leadership role after that awful day in 1968. So, in the aftermath of King's death, there's this huge void, right? And Jackson, he doesn't just fill it. He emerges as this national leader in his own right, creating brand new organizations to carry the movement forward. And this is so key. He understood that true freedom, real freedom, required more than just a ballot. It required economic power. And this chant, "I am somebody," wow, it became a national anthem for self-worth. It was this incredibly powerful tool he used to instill pride and resilience in people. So what he was doing here, it was a real game changer. He was building a new kind of political alliance, one that frankly had never been seen before on the national stage. He was bringing everyone together. And this quote, this is from the 1984 Democratic National Convention. It just brilliantly illustrates his vision, this idea of a diverse, interconnected America, not just one solid color, but a beautiful, complex quilt. All right, so let's see how this all builds up, because it led to two groundbreaking presidential campaigns, and maybe surprisingly to some, a role as a global diplomat. Okay, get this, 7 million votes. In his 1988 run for the Democratic nomination, Jesse Jackson wins 13 primaries and gets 7 million votes. This proved, without a doubt, that a black candidate could build a broad, multiracial coalition. And his iconic phrase from that same 1988 convention, "Keep hope alive." I mean, it became more than just a slogan, right? It became a global rallying cry for perseverance, a truly defining moment. And it wasn't just politics. He became this citizen diplomat. He was using his moral authority to succeed in situations where, official government channels had failed. Now, in his final years, Jackson faced a totally different kind of battle. And it was a battle that really solidified his legacy as a bridge between generations. His final public appearance at the 2024 DNC, it was silent, but it was absolutely thunderous. Even as his physical voice was fading, his presence was this powerful testament to the entire journey, from the civil rights movement to the modern era. So, what should you really take away from all this? Well, his impact is everywhere. You can see it in our politics, in the very language we use, and in the idea of what's possible in America. And these were his final written words to his coalition, a really powerful and lasting message delivered by his family on the day he passed. It's a call to action. You see, his whole life was his greatest sermon. And it doesn't end with a period. It ends with a question for you, for me, for all of us.
Sunday shoes on, old church fans. You taught us how to lift our hands. From lunchroom talks to marching feet, you turn hard corners into freedom seas. Rest in peace, Reverend Jackson. You carry names inside your jacket. Every daughter, every son. Rest in peace, Reverend Jackson. You preach through tear and smoke. You showed us hope is heavy, but it never, ever broke. You called us child, you called us friend, you called our power again, from factory gates to crowded pews. You painted futures in working blue. Rest in peace, Reverend Jackson. You ran so we could run. You carried names inside your jacket. Every daughter, every son. Rest in peace, Reverend Jackson. You preached through tear and smoke. You showed us hope is heavy, but it never, ever broke. We'll keep the faith, we'll keep the fight, we'll pass the light from night to night. When we grow tired, when courage thins, we'll hear your voice say, we will win. Rest in peace, Reverend Jackson. You ran so we could run. You carried names inside your jacket. Every daughter, every son. Rest in peace, Reverend Jackson. Your journey's finally done, but the road you kept on walking is the road we'll carry on.